name is Chad Lindley, and I'm a product manager with Dell Software Group. Today we'll be looking at on-demand migration for email, and specifically the capabilities to migrate from Lotus Notes to Microsoft Office 365. So if we look at our Domino environment, you can see we have several users here. We'll just be migrating a few of these today. And what I've done is installed the web service component that's used by on-demand migration. Most of the source platforms don't require any installation of any kind. For Notes, we found that we could get higher fidelity using our own web service and the Lotus APIs than trying to go in through IMAP or other access points. So there is a web service that gets installed within the Notes environment in order to facilitate the migration and extraction of data. When we're ready to do our migration after the web service is installed, we just sign into on-demand migration for email. So I'm going to put in my password and sign in. And this will bring us to our plans. And so you can have multiple plans for your migrations that you want to run. In my case, we will just have the one migration plan that we're going to use today for our migration from Lotus Notes, but we could have a variety of sources in here if there were multiple platforms that we were migrating from. So as this comes up, you can see that we have some connection information configured, and let's take a look at that to start with. So if I go into Edit Settings, that will open us up into the connection settings. You can see that we have a connection to Lotus Notes. We're pointing it to our Domino server that's running our web service with the correct URL to get there, and then a password for my administrator account so I can get into Notes and extract data. On the Office 365 side, I've put in my admin account for my tenant and also my password there. And there are options to test the connections if you want to proceed. I'm just going to save and continue with this information. And then we have the ability to select our mailboxes. The primary method for pulling in your mailboxes is to browse and pull them into a file. So if I wanted to look for my file to pull in my mailboxes, I would just click Browse and Import. And I've done that already with 2 users that we can do for the migration today. You notice that in this case my addresses are changing, so I've listed source and target so that we can match up with the target mailboxes. So I click Continue, and then we get into the migration options for what's available. You can see that we can migrate email, deleted items. You can exclude the deleted items, junk mail, and sent items if you don't want to migrate those. You can pull contacts, calendar item, and tasks. And down below you'll also see that we have forwarding options. So within the forwarding options, this allows you to give it kind of a base level of coexistence where if you're not migrating all of your users at once and there are still some users in Notes, if they send to somebody that's been migrated, it'll automatically forward over to their Office 365 mailbox. Just really to make it a little more streamlined for the users in terms of their routing of mail between the 2 systems. So I'm going to click Save and Continue, and we can start our migration. So as our list of users comes up, all we need to do is click Start Migration. And as you can see, both of our users start up. Because we are running with a single admin account, we can run up to 10 users simultaneously, and we can add up to 10 admin accounts. So essentially you can run up to 100 threads simultaneously. Each of these are going to spawn up a process and do an item estimate count, and then it will start the migration process, converting the data over from Notes into Office 365 for each of the mailboxes. So one of our users has completed and the other one is partially done. As this completes, we can log into Office 365. We could also take a look at the log files here by accessing the log for each user if we wanted to get more details about their migration. But let's just log in as one of our users. Log in as David. And if we open up Outlook, we can see that we have migrated mail. We've migrated the folders over as well, including the entire structure. So that's all there. And on the calendar side, we've migrated meetings, including recurring meetings. So if we open one of these, we'll be able to see the information and details around that meeting. We can cancel the meeting and edit it as necessary. And we've also migrated tasks and other relevant information for the mailbox as well.